Welcome in to your next full-length reading here at the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. Thank you so much for being here with me. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you. Hi Aries, before we pull cards, let's get into a little bit of astrology and my meditation first. Now, there's not a lot going on right now for Aries, astrologically speaking. We do still have Chiron in the North Node sitting in Aries. They've been there a while. They'll remain there for a while. I'll get into that in just a little bit. But the most important thing I want to touch on right now for Aries is your ruling planet, Mars, has gone retrograde in Leo on December 6th. Now, Mars is the planet of war, aggression, self-assertion, masculinity, identity, ego. It is a very active planet. And then we've got Leo, the sign of creativity, enthusiasm, warmth, and courage. But when you take Mars and have it go retrograde, this is a lack of all those things. It's the opposite of what it is when it's going direct. So this is a lot of fiery energy that is being delayed, right? It's being halted or stopped. So the energy of this Mars retrograde is definitely one of frustrating delays, a lack of motivation, a lack of courage, and perhaps even a lack of self-assertion. So if you're experiencing any of that in your life, know that it's in the planetary energies right now and it'll pass in a couple of months. Now, the next thing to report on is all-encompassing, and that would be the Mercury retrograde. So not only do we have a Mars retrograde right now, but we have a Mercury retrograde. So that's kind of a double whammy, frustrating energy. Things just aren't going according to plan. There's delays and technology acting up. Mercury went retrograde in Sagittarius on November 25th and will remain there in retrograde until December 15th. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, travel, commerce, precision, methodology, and is very detail-focused planet. It's Gemini and Virgo's planet. Very meticulous, methodical type planet. But in the retrograde, it's the reverse. We're having a hard time keeping ourselves motivated mentally, not really feeling like working, probably. I think there's probably a lot of people out there that are feeling like they just want a break. They need a break from things. Things have been a bit chaotic with Pluto going into Aquarius, that whole thing. I mean, I have stories about that. The Pluto going into Aquarius, that was so crazy here for us in Seattle. On the same day Pluto entered Aquarius, we had this big windstorm here and 500,000 people were without power for about a week. It was nuts. I work in property management and we were just slammed with work orders, slammed with problems at properties. It's been absolutely crazy for the last 2 weeks. So our kickoff to the Pluto and Aquarius was a bit chaotic, and you might just be feeling that out there too, Aries. If you've had any crazy experiences with the Mercury retrograde, the Mars retrograde, and the Pluto in Aquarius, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Please share your experiences. But anyway, on to Chiron. Now, Chiron's been in Aries since February of 2019 and will remain in Aries until 2026. So we still have a couple more years. It's between 8 and 7 years and Chiron spends in each sign. Now, Chiron is all about profound wounds and healing those wounds. It represents the wounded healer. And as we know, Aries is the first house on the zodiac wheel, and it's all about identity, self-identity. So wounded identity, wounding around our identity. And this has been really apparent to me from my perspective, just in the general collective. There's a lot of people that are questioning their own identity, questioning who they are as a person, what they want out of life, how they want to identify. This Chiron in Aries has done things we will never forget to the collective consciousness, but I feel like it's starting to calm down. Like we already hit the peak and now it's starting to calm down and people are going to start feeling better in themselves. I know for a fact that there has been during this Chiron in Aries an uptick in medication usage because people are having a hard time figuring out who they are as a person, really questioning their own identity. And this can be very traumatizing. It can be very confusing. So if you've been experiencing any of that, that's about to wane out. Things should start getting better. But anyway, before we get into my reading, let me just explain my meditation. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's really great having you here. I hope you stick around. But I always do a meditation and cleanse my space before I start a reading. I do this meditation so that I can get kind of a baseline or any additional messages from spirit on how the reading will go. I mean, tarot cards can have multiple different meanings for each card, but with my meditation, it gives me a baseline and I get a good idea of what the reading will be about. Today's meditation was definitely about refreshing that creative energy within you. Now, the meditation starts off with a black spider, a hairy black spider. And from my perspective, it looked huge. It looked giant, like a horse sized. But as I zoomed out, I realized that it was just a regular sized spider, but I was zoomed in on it. So I went back and zoomed in on the spider and looked up and realized he was carrying a Lego person on his back. And this spider was just, you know, walking along, tick, 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 walking along with this little smiling Lego guy on his back. And he walked up to a puddle and bent over like a horse and started drinking from the puddle. Now, let's try and decode this a little bit. So I pulled up some dream dictionaries and I'd like to read you a couple things out of them regarding this meditation. Okay, so the spider, typically it means it's a symbol of creativity. Spiders create webs, they create their own world. They're very creative creatures. So the meaning, one of the meanings is creativity. It says here on unravelingdreams.com, spiders are often associated with creativity and artistic expression. In some cultures, spiders are seen as symbols of weaving, representing the creation of something new. Dreaming about spiders may indicate a desire to express your creative side or take on a new project. This dream can serve as a reminder to tap into your artistic abilities and embrace your creativity. It goes on to say that spiders also represent femininity and feminine power. Spiders are often seen as feminine symbols representing power and creativity. In some cultures, the spider is associated with the goddess and is seen as a symbol of female energy. Dreaming about spiders may indicate that you are in touch with your feminine power or that you need to embrace your feminine power. This dream may also suggest a desire to take on a leadership role or assert your power in a situation, which is really interesting with the Mars retrograde because Mars is about self-assertion, but in retrograde, this is a lack of self-assertion. So if this resonates with you, Spirit could be giving you two messages here about self-assertion and being confident in yourself. Another meaning for a spider in a dream or meditation in my case is deception or illusion. Spiders are known for their webs, which can be seen as traps or snares. Dreaming about spiders may indicate that you are feeling deceived or trapped in a situation. Alternatively, it could mean that you are deceiving yourself or others. This dream could be a sign that you need to be cautious in your personal or professional life and to watch out for any traps or illusions. So take this as it resonates, of course. As always, use your own intuition. Another meaning for the spider is transformation. And this one really resonated with me. Transformation and then creativity. And the reason I think that is because I know what else happens with the spider. I mean, the spider drank from the pool of water, and that's about creativity, life, and rejuvenation. But also the Lego riding on his back was very playful and creative. Some kind of transformation around a creative project is what I'm getting here. A refreshing feeling. Your creative side is starting to be refreshed, rejuvenated. Okay. Spiders go through a process of metamorphosis as they transform from a spiderling into an adult. Dreaming about spiders may indicate that you are going through a significant change or transformation in your life. This dream can be a sign that you are ready to shed your old self and embrace a new chapter in your life. It can also signify that you need to be patient. Patient, Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde. I think we all need to be patient. let this pass. But it can also signify that you need to be patient and allow yourself time to adjust to this change. Yeah, frustrating delays. Spirit wants us to be patient, that's for sure. Okay, so the spider had the Lego on his back. I'd like to read you what dreaming of a Lego means. There wasn't a whole lot of dream dictionaries out there that covered Legos, but this one really hit home for me. It really seemed to resonate and fit. To see Legos in a dream, as well as other children's games, predicts material well-being, positive changes, and home improvement. Dreaming of Legos means that the time has come to prove one's self. More about self-assertion there. Dreaming of Legos means that the time has come to prove oneself, one's own wit, and to introduce interesting, profitable ideas and projects. There's more about like being self-assertive and confident in yourself. I think, there might be a lot of you in the Aries collective that might be struggling with this right now, especially with Chiron being in your sign. This is self-identity. This is learning to become confident in who you are. And, this has been a really long time. Chiron will be in Aries for 7-8 years, give or take a little. And, that's a long time to be really challenged with your own identity and figuring out who you really are. But Spirit is encouraging you in this time of transition and potentially a new creative project or a life, a new chapter in your life. Spirit is encouraging you to be more confident in yourself, that you are absolutely capable and creative. Your projects will be honored and respected. But I think Spirit wants you to really tap into your own confidence, working on your own confidence. Yeah, work on your own confidence. It says the time has come to prove oneself, one's own wit, and to introduce interesting, profitable ideas and projects. Things are looking good. Things are looking really good, Aries. But, okay, I know this is getting really long, but I feel it's important. The spider did drink from a puddle of water. Now, it was dark. It was dark in my meditation, so I couldn't see if the water was clear or murky, but I'm pretty sure it was clear, which means that's spiritual rejuvenation. Drinking water is life. Drinking water is emotional fulfillment. So things are looking really, really good, Aries. Now, there's one more thing from my meditation that I'd like to talk about. This was the last scene. Now, the last thing I saw in my meditation, so after the spider, the scene changes and I'm standing at a well-lit gas station at night. And I look up and I see the sign and it's an AM, PM. And we have those here on the West Coast. I don't know where you are in the world, but here on the West Coast, we have these gas stations called AM, PM. And I remember standing there and looking at the AM, PM sign and I was like, well, what does this mean? AM, PM, night and day, night and day. What does this mean? And as I was trying to figure it out, like I was lucid in my meditation, as I was trying to figure it out, a woman walks up to the right of me and smiles at me as she's walking and she says, "Boonified," not bona fide, boonified. And I was like, boonified. Does she mean bonafide? Bonafide? Boonified. No, boonified. That's what she said. Now, a boon. A boon is a blessing. It is a blessing or a favor of the gods. The gods have favored you. That's a boon. It improves the quality of life. And then bona fide is about being genuine, real, and sincere without deception. So This is just really amazing, Aries. I think some great things are about to happen in your life, and just try to stay focused on that as we go through some rocky roads here with the retrogrades going on. Just know that Spirit is on your side and bringing you some blessings and some boons, and to just remain genuine, real, and true to yourself. All right, Aries, let's get started. Spirit, we're here to get an energy reading for the Aries collective that resonates with my meditation, please. What kind of advice, wisdom, or messages do you have for the Aries collective that resonates with my meditation? What do you have to tell the Aries collective, Spirit? Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. Nope. That goes on top. All right, Spirit, 3 base cards for the Aries collective, please. Nine of Pentacles. Yes. Yes. This is definitely what I was feeling. The boonified. Boonified. That's the boon energy. The Nine of Pentacles is about satisfaction, self-discipline, and completion. It's a feeling of being totally satisfied and content. The nines are the last of the single-digit numbers in numerology. It's spiritual fulfillment. The Nine of Pentacles is independent energy too. It's represented by an independent woman in the traditional Rider-Waite. There's a woman in a garden that's completely self-sufficient. This is self-sufficiency. This is being proud of yourself. Satisfaction and self-discipline. Like you've made some really big accomplishments in your life that you should be very, very proud of. You've worked really, really hard for this, and now you're starting to reap the rewards. It's coming in. The boon is coming. The boons are coming. It still doesn't mean that things aren't going to be challenging. This doesn't mean that life is just going to get easy from here on out. That's not how it works here in this dimension, unfortunately. But what it does mean is you've beat a level, like a video game. It's like you've conquered a boss and you beat a level, and now you're moving on to the next chapter. You're going on to the next level. And that's what this Nine of Pentacles definitely feels like for me. Your creative energy is starting to come back. You might have felt stagnant and lost for a while, and I've done many Aries readings where that has been a reoccurring theme of stagnancy. This stagnancy is breaking, and it's feeling really good. Right now, there might be some frustrating delays. You know, things might not be really going according to plan. It might be a little bit of a rocky start, but just know that that is temporary and will pass. Things will pick up. Yeah, you should be really proud of yourself. You've worked really, really hard to get to where you are. You've really put in the time and the work and the effort and the energy and the thought, and you're reaping the rewards now. Look, the character is holding galaxies in their lap. They're like sitting in lotus and holding these galaxies. It's just beautiful. Yeah. All right, what next? The Queen of Cups. Intense love, selfless love, and healing protection. I feel like that might be you. You know, you're deeply loving and compassionate. But I also feel like this is a message from Spirit. Like you are protected and loved. Spirit loves you and is protecting you and is guiding you at this time. You know, this card always kind of trips me up because the imagery on it is of a queen with a bleeding, she's like bleeding. There's like black goo coming out of her. And, you know, the spider drinking from the puddle is about rejuvenation and refreshment, and bleeding is, it's like releasing of pain. It's also like creativity. And the Queen of Cups, I mean, that's emotion, that's water, right? The spider drank from water. Yeah, this might be really emotional for you, this transition, this change, this new chapter. It might be like, there might be a lot of emotions that are bubbling up to the surface that maybe you stuffed down for a while. And there might be a little bit of fear, you know, fear of the unknown, fear of what's coming next. But just know that Spirit is protecting you, and this is going exactly according to plan. Sometimes it's hard to see that in the moment, especially when it seems like things are just not going the way you want them to, or not taking off like you thought that it would. There's roadblocks and all kinds of things, but just know that those frustrations are there to like test you, to test your endurance, your wit, and your willpower. But you're definitely protected, and your emotions are valid. I mean, this is your life. Of course it's going to be emotional anytime you make a big change. Even if you know it's for the better. It's kind of like breaking up with somebody. You know you need to do it, but it's scary because you know it's going to open up a can of worms emotionally. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it feels like. That's what this card feels like. All right, and then the last card of the base reading is the Eight of Swords. Interesting. The Eight of Swords. Maybe that's where that Mercury retrograde is. Right there. That's Mercury retrograde energy for sure. Mercury is about communication, intellect, thought. It's air. I think, Aries, didn't we get this card recently for you in another reading? I feel like we did. The Eight of Swords. Feeling oppressed, confusion, manipulation that convinces someone that they have no options. Self-imposed prison. Look at the difference between the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords here. Look at this weird contrast. You know, kind of like when I get cards that are opposing like this in a base reading, it makes me feel like there's definitely a flip-flopping of emotions here. I don't want to say bipolar because, I mean, it could be if that's your story, but it definitely feels a little bit like that, like high highs, low lows. You feel really confident and happy and excited one moment, but then the next moment you're fearful and feeling like you made the wrong decision. Like, it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of like flip-flopping of energy, and in the middle here is the Queen of Cups, which is emotion. So yeah, you might be feeling all kinds of emotions right now. I'm feeling nervousness. I'm feeling nervousness about something. Yeah. I don't know if there's somebody in your life that might be telling you you're doing something wrong, or like trying to convince you that you're doing something wrong, that you're not making the right decision. It kind of feels like when I look at this card, I keep getting like talking in the ear, like whispering in the ear, like somebody's trying to tell you something, like that you're going the wrong way. But I don't feel that at all, Aries. I feel that you're definitely guided and protected, especially in my meditation. That was an amazing meditation. Boonified. I mean, yeah, that's a blessing from God. a boon. I don't think you're going the wrong way at all. At all. And hopefully, you know, that can help ease whatever Eight of Swords energy you might be in. Okay, let's get a few astrology cards. Spirit, what else do we have for the Aries collective that resonates with my meditation, please? Fire. Split the deck. There's fire. That's you, Aries. You are a cardinal fire sign. You know, the cardinals are the pioneers of the zodiac, right? And you're the first sign on the zodiac wheel. And I feel like self-identity is a huge lesson for you in this life. You know, being confident in yourself and your own identity might be one of the reasons why you came here. Might be one of the lessons that you've come here to learn. Yeah, cardinals, they're the pioneers. They're meant to lead. They really are. I mean, your card in the tarot is the Emperor. You're meant to lead. You're meant to lead and guide. And be brave. Assertive. Like that's who you really are at the core. And I feel like people have been whispering in your ear, maybe like people have made you feel over your lifetime that you're not capable, that you're not a leader, that you're not strong-willed, you know, and maybe this is just kind of settled into you, created some kind of imprint in you. But I really feel like Spirit is calling you to overcome that. Yeah. What was it about the Lego? It was like Spirit is calling you to embrace your own wit and will. Something like that. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for the Aries collective that resonates with this story, please? What else do we have for Aries? One more shuffle. That on top. All right, what else for Aries, please? No way. Did you see me when I split the deck with the fire card? I split the deck, fire was on this side, and Saturn was on this side, but I didn't mention anything about the Saturn. And here it came out again. Spirit wanted me to talk about this. Obviously, Saturn, Capricorn's planet. It's the planet of karma. Destiny. It's the planet of career, work. Yeah. Saturn, Kronos, the god of time. Yeah, Capricorn's planet. Heights, career, duty, practicality, patience, discipline. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of messages here about patience as well. Patience, discipline, and determination. I think Spirit wants you to, you know, be patient. You know, if you're going through those frustrating delays, maybe a frustrating delay around your career. Spirit wants you to be patient, clearly, with Saturn appearing here. Virgo, that's mind, body, soul, health, 6th house. And look, Virgo came out right in the middle with the Queen of Cups. You might not be getting enough sleep. You might not be taking care of yourself right now. I do feel like a little bit of anxiety here. I think the 8 of Swords and the Queen of Cups card kind of brought that up. I do feel a bit of anxiety, and I think Spirit is encouraging you to make sure you're getting enough sleep and taking care of yourself. Make sure you're eating food, good, healthy food, and drinking enough water. And just, I hope that this can bring you some comfort, that everything is going just fine. And you know, Spirit brings us these challenges and delays in order to make us stronger. That's exactly what's going on here. But you're going the right way. Don't let the little voices in your ears tell you any differently. Paulus, the warrior queen. The fire warrior queen. Paulus is an asteroid. And she's associated with Leo, Libra, and one other sign. Let's read it out of the booklet. But she's a fire queen. She's a fire warrior, a warrior princess. And that's exactly you. Spirit wants you to become more confident in yourself. That's a huge message here in this reading. Self-assertion. Like, you are so capable, and I think that you're supposed to be like a great leader of some kind, but you don't feel that way. You don't feel confident enough in yourself yet, but I feel like you're gonna get there, and you're gonna like take it to the top. Like, and you're gonna take it to the top in not an aggressive way at all, just because you're that good. That's what it feels like. Okay, Paulus. Where are you, Paulus? Here we go, Paulus. Okay. Leo, Libra, and Aquarius, of course. Paulus, associated with Leo, Libra, and Aquarius. Paulus is the warrior queen, integrating active and receptive principles. It is the creative outlet and container of wisdom. The arts, healing, and political activism are all facets of its energy. It is the sword of intellect and justice and the nurturing protector. More energy of protection right there. And creativity. Creative outlet and container of wisdom. Beautiful. The bright side is insight, courage, creativity, wisdom, perception, and activism. Courage. That's the Leo energy. The shadow side of this card is fear of personal power. Yep. Fear of personal power. Aries. I don't know how to convey the feeling I'm getting from this reading, but all I can tell you is that you are so capable and so powerful, you don't even know it. And that's what makes it good, because you're not egotistical. You're humble. You're humble, and you're like, no, me, a great leader? No, probably not. But that's what makes you a great leader. I'm telling you. Okay. Spirit, what else do we have for Aries, please? What else do we have? What other words of advice or wisdom do we have for the Aries collective? Let's get a few messages from the symbols deck. All right. Last shuffle. Spirit, what can you tell us about the Queen of Cups and why it's here, please, for the Aries reading? Why is the Queen of Cups here? Thank you. Guides. That's why. It says on this card, healing, protection, intense love, and then guides. What did I tell you? Remember I said, when I pulled this card, I said, this feels like you. I know you're a very loving person, but this feels more like it's a message from Spirit that they are protecting you and they have this intense love for you. That was a big message I got off of this card. And here I asked Spirit, why is the Queen of Cups here? And we've got guides. Like, your guides, they're heavily interactive in your experience right now. they're working overtime for you, and they boonified, boon, favor from God. Yes, your spirit guides are heavily interactive in your life and bringing you boons. It's coming. All right, Spirit, what about the Eight of Swords? What can you tell me about the Eight of Swords? Okay, psychic, that's mental distress. And then jealousy, the evil eye. Yeah, remember I was saying it sounded like there's little voices in my ear? Like somebody was like, oh, pss, 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 pss. Oh, you're not going the right way. You're not doing the right thing. You're not this, you're not that. Oh, you know, there might be some like devil's advocates in your life right now, or people that are like encouraging you to go a different way. Because we've got psychic and we've got jealousy. Now, jealousy, the evil eye, it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's sending jealousy your way. It's just negative energy. The evil eye protects us from negative energy. It's an amulet that helps us protect ourselves from negative energy. It's really the energy we put into the amulet that makes all the difference. But psychic, jealousy, it's like psychic attack. Like somebody is sending you an evil eye. Look. The Eight of Swords. Is somebody saying something to you? Is somebody like throwing you off your track? Throwing you off your trail, Aries? That's what it feels like here. It feels like somebody is sending you a psychic attack, and this is putting you in your head. I don't know, Aries. I think you should do some meditation and protect yourself. I think you should put up some boundaries and some walls. Just some energetic boundaries. And like ask Spirit to block this psychic attack that might be coming in. Psychic and the evil eye. I don't like that. Okay, we're going to get a little bit more on that. Let's move that over here. I don't like that. Yeah, maybe somebody is jealous because they're seeing you succeed in your life. And it's putting them in a state of, in a mindset of unworthiness, or I don't know. It's putting them in a state of they don't feel as good as. You know what I'm saying? Like it's making them feel less than because you are gaining legs up. You know? Psychic attack. They might not even know that they're doing it. They more likely than not, they don't even know that they're doing it. They have no idea that they're doing it. But it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Thought is thought, and thought has energy, and thought can absolutely affect others. Okay, let me get... Where am I going to go for this one? I keep being called to the terrible tile. Let's get some on this psychic attack here. Spirit, what can you... I thought that was the Lovers for a second. In my brain, I thought it was. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me about the psychic card and the jealousy card being here? This psychic attack, where is this coming from? Where is this psychic attack coming from? Putting the Aries collective in an Eight of Swords, putting them in a mental prison, making them do a double take, you know, that's what it feels like. It feels like making you question yourself. Question whether or not you're capable. Question whether or not you can actually do whatever it is you're doing. Alright, one more shuffle. Alright, Spirit. tell me about the Psychic and the Jealousy card. Why did they come out? Why did they come out? The Page of Wands in reverse. Ugh. Ugh. Misdirected, passionate energy. It's aggressive. The Page is the most immature out of all the court cards. It's the youngest, most immature of the court cards. And in the reverse, this to me feels like a snotty little teenager. Like a snooty little teenager. And it doesn't have to be a teenager in your life that's acting this way. It could be an adult that's acting like a teenager. It's immaturity. And it's aggressive immaturity. It's like, just angry, snooty, like passive aggressive type of energy is what I'm getting off of this card. Yeah, what's going on with that? The Page of Wands is maybe there is a teenager in your life that's giving you this really nasty energy. You'll have to take it as it resonates, Aries. Okay, what else? Why is the Psychic and the Jealousy card here? Why did the Page of Wands come out in the reverse? Oh, there's the 6. Was that there when I split the deck? I think it was. I split the deck and I saw the Page of Cups and the 6 of Cups. And here, it's come out again, just like the Saturn card did. Here we got the 6 of Cups in the reverse. That is overly nostalgic. That's the past. That's the past. It's very childlike. Yeah, this does feel like a child. Or it could be somebody you've been involved with for a really long time. And this feeling is like it hurts you, because if it's somebody that you've invested in for a really, really long time, somebody that's been in your life for a really long time, and then they treat you poorly, or they like tell you you're not capable or good enough, or whatever it is that they're telling you or treating you. When somebody that you've invested that much energy in does that, it puts you in your feels. You get really nostalgic and you feel trapped in a way because you've invested so much into it. You can't just walk away. You're invested. So you feel trapped, and it puts you in your emotions, right? Queen of Cups puts you in your emotions. Yeah, the cups, that's emotion, right? Water. Spirit, can I get one more card regarding this Psychic card and the Jealousy card? Thank you. The Hermit. Oh. Yeah. That's going silent, walking away, going into a dark hole, and looking at your light. You might feel like left out. You might feel like you're alone, like you don't have enough support. Like the people in your life that should be supporting you during this time are not supporting you the way that they should. And it's a kind of lonely feeling. Especially if you've invested, like I said, a lot into these people. It doesn't make any sense to you, and it's painful. It hurts emotionally. Look at this card. Look at his face. You know, the Hermit is also about soul searching too. So it's like, yes, work through these emotions, work through these feelings, but remember, the biggest message from this reading that we've got is self-confidence, self-assertion, knowing your worth. Don't let this kind of energy dictate this. Don't let this kind of energy put you in a state of 8 of Swords. That's where Spirit wants you to become stronger. Spirit wants you to become stronger and able to deflect this energy, this psychic attack energy. And you can do it, Aries. You can do it. You are Paulus, baby. Paulus, a warrior. You definitely are. Don't let them dictate you. You are so amazing and capable and creative, and I'm telling you, the reason why people put this kind of energy out is because they're battling their own self-worth. They do on the inside, and the only way to make them feel better is by dragging other people into that feeling. The devil loves company. Misery loves company. You know the saying. That's how it goes. Okay, I want to get one more card on that. And then I want to get you a card out of Moonology, and then we will wrap it up, I think, with a Blind Spot Oracle card. Been getting into that deck a little bit more lately. I like it. Okay, Spirit, can I get one final card on this psychic attack energy over here? Can I get one final card on that? Anything else you want to say regarding the psychic attack, please? Okay, I guess Spirit had some things to say, that's for sure. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got Mycelium, collaboration, reciprocity, and exchange. Ooh, there's the bullet. There's the bullet. That's prized, resilient, and noble. That's you, Aries. Yeah, okay. Spirit is just reiterating what I just said. Don't let this kind of energy dictate your self-worth and your confidence. That's exactly what Spirit is saying right here. This card to me feels like Three of Cups. It's a celebration. It's a celebration, collaboration, reciprocity, and exchange. And then we've got prize, resilient, and noble, and that is you. The crown, the angels crowning the mushroom, that's you. And then we've got stem, which is support, stability, and elevation. Like I said, the people that you've invested in should be elevating you. And you can reach out to other people that are ready to elevate you. And don't let this dictate how you feel about yourself. I know it's really hard, especially when it's somebody that's close to you that might be sending you negative energy. But Spirit is trying to elevate you here. Spirit is telling you that they're watching, that you are absolutely worthy and capable, and your guides are here with you, and they're crowning you, and they're saying, we're here, we're supporting you. It's time for you to become stronger and know your own self-worth. Be self-assertive. Stand up for yourself. Absolutely, Aries, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself against this. And try not to let it get to you too hard and put you in a lower state, because if you stay in this kind of space for long enough, you'll start manifesting other scenarios that will test you, like this one. Okay, let's get a Moonology card. All right, Spirit. Any other advice regarding the situation the Aries collective that resonates with this story is finding themselves in? Anything else you want to tell them out of the Moonology deck? Anything else you want to tell the Aries collective, please? Accept help and truth. Yeah, reach out to people. If you feel like you're sitting in Eight of Swords and you're starting to question your own capabilities, and you're having a hard day, reach out to those people that you know will lift you up. Don't feel like you're bothering them. You're not. They love you. All right, one more shuffle. Take the lead. How appropriate is that? Self-assertion. Take the lead. I mean, do we even really need to read it out of the book? I don't know. That's what I've been talking about. You're a leader. You're a leader through and through. You just don't know it yet. And you're humble. You're humble. And that's what's going to make you a really amazing leader, Aries. And I feel like Spirit is putting you on the path to that. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and read it out of the book for fun. The Moon's Wisdom. The Moon's Wisdom. Number 100. Take the lead. Sometimes you just need to stand up for yourself. And this is one of those times. Didn't I just say that? Sometimes you just need to stand up for yourself, and this is one of those times. The sad truth is that in your current situation, if you continue to act like an Injuan or someone who feels less than, there are certain people who will exploit their power and authority over you. They do this because they have their own insecurities. Didn't I just talked. They do this because they have their own insecurities and they're trying to make themselves feel more powerful. So what do? You need to take the lead here to show the world that you're in control of yourself and whatever is happening around you. Step up and take authority. Be the boss. What do you need to do to turn this situation around in your favor? Do that. If you feel that there's nothing you can do, then you're not trying hard enough. If you can't take practical steps, work on the situation energetically instead. Do this via meditating and seeing what your higher self tells you, creating a vision board, or creatively visualizing the outcome that you seek. It's time for you to believe in you. Additional meanings. You've got this. You're wiser than you know. Stop putting yourself down. Connect with the wise goddess, Saraswati, and make a wise choice. Connecting with the moon can bring wisdom. That's why women in particular, and some very magical men, have worked with the moon for millennia. I don't even know what to say. Like, how much clearer does Spirit have to be here? I have nothing to say. It's like everything we've talked about this entire time wrapped up in one card. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much for these messages for Aries. Thank you so much. All right, Spirit, I want to get one final card for the Aries collective. What is it that they're missing here? What can really aid them in taking the lead and becoming more confident in themselves? What is it that they're missing here? What kind of wounds do they need to heal? What is keeping them in this Eight of Swords energy, please? What's not clicking? Be the boss. Take the lead. But, you know, that's exactly it. People are like this because they have their own insecurities. That's exactly it. That's how you're going to overcome this and see it from a different perspective. But it's your own wounding that keeps you in a perpetual state of hurt and hermit energy, feeling alone. It's hard, especially, it's only hard. The reason why it's hard is because you have emotions invested in that person. If you had no emotions invested in that person, then it wouldn't be hard, which is sad. It's really sad. But try and see if you can disassociate from those emotions and see the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter is that they're dealing with their own insecurities. Yeah. Okay, one more shuffle. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for Aries? What is it that they're missing? What is it that they need to work on so that they can become this more authentically confident person? that I know that they are. Ooh, this one on top. I'm feeling it. Okay, what else do we have for Aries, please? Last card. Number 38. Sigil number 38. That's interesting. When I was playing my singing bowl before my meditation, I kept seeing a symbol in my mind, but I couldn't see the whole symbol. And I kept thinking it was that one Christian symbol with the P on it, but it had like a bulb at the bottom. And this kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like what I saw. Okay, number 38. Reactivity. Interesting. This is what's keeping you. Remember, I asked Spirit, I said, what's in their blind spot? What's keeping them from becoming this confident person? And we get reactivity. Yes, it's how you react to the situation. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently emotionally reacting instead of responding, and you are not seeing why you are reacting in the way that you are. As people, we only react when we feel deeply threatened. The reality is that you feel unsafe and at risk in this scenario in some way. When we feel threatened, our survival mechanisms take over our capacity to objectively view or understand the situation at hand. Yeah, it's our emotions. It's our emotional investment. When we feel threatened, our survival mechanisms take over our capacity to objectively view or understand the situation at hand. These mechanisms make us act immediately. We react in order to avoid, postpone, or nullify the threat of loss. Like a gunshot shooting off a bullet, we act so quickly that we make serious mistakes, which we can't take back and may spend a long time paying for. If you have drawn this sigil, the threat and the circumstances which you find yourself in are not as imminent or as big as you think they are. It may not even be there at all, but the idea of that threat is causing you to think, say, and do things that are making the problem much bigger than it was to begin with. And the more reactive you get, the more the potential for a solution will diminish. Anytime we are reactive, we are on the defensive. This means we have a real vulnerability we are hiding and guarding. What is that vulnerability? What are you really afraid of? What is that really painful? What is really painful in this scenario? In this scenario, it is critical to stop, slow things down, and do nothing until you are no longer in an emotionally charged state of being. When we walk into a lake, often we stir up the mud at the bottom of the lake, and this clouds the water, so we cannot see clearly. We need to stand completely still and wait for the mud to settle back down to the bottom of the water in order to see clearly. The mud in the water in this scenario is the charged emotion in our body. Do not act until it has settled. By slowing things down and refusing to act until the stirred up emotional mud has settled, you are giving yourself a chance to come out of a fight or flight mode and see the situation from an objective viewpoint. You can then respond accordingly to that more objective understanding that you have. A reaction is instantaneous and is therefore driven by the subconscious mind. This means it is driven by past trauma, always. Beliefs, biases, prejudices, and primitive bodily functions. Because it is a function of the subconscious, you do it without thinking. Response, however, is driven by the conscious mind. It happens when we make a decision after evaluating long-term effects, the impact on others, as well as our deepest values and personal truth. Because it involves conscious choice, it is a byproduct of free will. If you have drawn this sigil, you are being asked to respond, not react. If you have drawn this sigil, it will benefit you to spend time accepting the energy of sigil 30 as well as this one and coming to understand its messages as well. Okay, sigil 30. Short-term thinking. If you draw this sigil, you are falling into the trap of short-term thinking. You are not thinking and doing things with the long-term implications in your mind, and this will come back to bite you. Yeah, it feels like, it definitely feels like to me that you might not be reacting in like an angry, aggressive way, but you might be reacting in a really emotional way. And Spirit's asking you to become more objective, to take a step back and see that the only reason people are like this is because they have their own traumas and insecurities they're dealing with. And it's time for you to take the lead. Become confident. You are on a path of greatness, Aries, and I cannot wait to see how your next reading goes.